Hi guys, and welcome to a new edition of News Bytes. This is my roundup of tech news that's caught my eye over the last week, so let's get to it. So first off is the news that NVIDIA are looking at launching this CMP range of graphics cards. These are for the crypto mining market, and obviously, you know, the whole problem at the moment with the stock situation with scalpers and miners taking up all the new cards, so they're looking at doing something about that. And off the back of that, there is also an associated bit of news, really, in that, you know, the new 3060 card is going to be nobbled a little bit, in that they're going to reduce the mining performance on that in order to alleviate the the pressure upon kind of like, you know, end users, you know, like gamers and stuff like that, that are finding it so hard to actually get hold of these cards. Effectively, they'll make them useless for professional miners, as it were. It'd be interesting to see whether they actually apply this to the upward levels in the card range. And so some really interesting stuff around graphics cards at the moment. You know, I've talked about this a lot on the previous editions of News Bytes, and, you know, terrible supply problems around the world on that. Obviously, much bigger issues in the world at the moment. But I actually watched a video the other day where somebody was going on about, you know, how really kind of, because the market, people are trying to go back to earlier generation of cards, that's causing prices to go up there. And actually, you know, going on somewhere like AliExpress, they were able to pick up a couple of Radeon cards, a RX 570 and a 580, and they were really quite cheap prices. I had a look myself, and for the 4GB versions, they were about £48, so they were relatively cheap. However, 72 hours later, these cards were nearly £150, and they sold significantly more on AliExpress than what they had when I first looked at it. So, you know, it is just such a huge problem at the moment. As I say, talked about this at great lengths on previous episodes, so, you know, go and have a look on the News Bytes playlist, and you know, watch some of the episodes with regards to that. It doesn't help with companies tweeting out pictures of you know, racks of cards ready for mining and stuff like that, and really kind of you know, for one of a better phrase, you know, pissing off the gaming community. And yeah, that hadn't gone down too well, and you know, they removed the tweet after all of that. But it's almost like the suppliers, the manufacturers, are working against the consumers at the moment, you know, and we've all just got to wait in line for a long time. So yeah, frustrating, I think, is the word there for everybody. Bit of product launch news, and this is an interesting one, really. I'm not sure who this is ultimately aimed at. It's Western Digital come out with a green version of the NVMe SSD. It's a 1TB drive, going to be $99, and it's QLC technology, so, you know, it's good. It's good. You know, I've done videos on the channel about that. You know, there's a link up above if you want to see a bit of comparison between TLC and QLC. But, you know, it's a Gen 3 card, PCIe Gen 3, so it's not going to be super fast. And the green drives have always been kind of, you know, you're kind of like your environmentally friendly, lower performance type drive. So I can see why they've done it as a Gen 3 rather than a Gen 4, but it's expensive. I mean, you know, it could do with being, you know, maybe $20 cheaper. I think, you know, they could corner a bit of a market there. But what do you guys think? You know, $99, do you think that's worth it for a 1TB NVMe? Let me know down below in the comments. So received a press release from Corsair this week, and I'm not really quite sure what to make of this, to be fair. They've acquired a company called Visuals by Impulse. This is a company that does professional level graphics and designs for Twitch streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, you know, Corsair is known for its keyboards and you know, Elgato range of products and mice and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, you know, previous News Bytes episode I mentioned some of the other acquisitions that they've done around streaming companies, and I can only imagine that it's something to do with that. And there is some grand plan that they've got in the background, that they're kind of building this streamer whole streamer kind of empire thing that they're going to launch at some point in the future. But as a standalone acquisition, it's a very, very odd thing to go and do. You don't immediately think of Corsair as being somebody that does a subscribe button for your Twitch channel. So now, if you watch my last News Bytes episode, I talked about the Backblaze reliability results for hard drives. They publish this report every year, and obviously they're using a lot of hard drives within their infrastructure. But the bit of news that I saw this week was that at long last, SSDs have finally outsold hard drives by some amount as well. The figure is, this was 2020, and it's 333 million to, I think it's 260 million hard drives. So that's quite a difference, really. Obviously, in terms of capacity, hard drives are still well ahead of SSDs, but it just goes to show, in terms of consumer purchases and things like that, we are all moving towards SSDs as a drive of choice now. So the year-on-year growth for SSDs is 21%, with an 18% decline for hard drives. So it is only going in one direction. We just need capacities to catch up, and prices for those capacities to come down. And finally, and this is very obviously recent news, for those of you that are using LastPass, certainly the free version, their announcement that I think it's from the beginning of March, that you can only use the software now on one type of device, so it's either a mobile or it's a desktop. And obviously, just on the free version, you get a nice discount if you want to upgrade to the premium system. But users starting to leave that system already and go to competing products that offer similar functionality to what they previously had before the announcement from LastPass. And really, they've kind of just added themselves to the list of companies that have really kind of shot themselves in the foot with these kinds of announcements. I think I am of the opinion, if something's great and it works, then you should obviously support that development and pay for a product. But ultimately, LastPass has not really kept up with everything else over the last few years, and looks a very dated product in my opinion now. And to suddenly turn around to your users and say, look, and I'm sure the free accounts of the vast majority of the users, you're going to have to choose between mobile or desktop, otherwise cough up. I think that's turning out to be too much for an awful lot of people. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, any comments, drop them down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of the topics that I've raised this week. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and all the reviews and everything. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.